Well, not sure where Shane disappeared to. He was there, not sure what happened to him. So, well, hopefully, there he is. We've got him back now.
You got me back.
I'm not sure what happened to you. I went to a live screen and you went away. So
Yeah, get me back. It's always my fault. Yeah, yeah.
it's not your fault.
Yeah, of course.
Things
Of
screwing
course
up.
it is. You're always blaming it on the little guy.
You're not at
Just
fault.
because I have a smaller head than you doesn't mean you can beat up on me.
Well, yeah, that's true. All right. Well, as you may know, a few hours ago, they arrested a person for the Pentagon Papers. We're not going to go into that today because there'll be
Well,
two.
I haven't heard about it. Who was it? Some
Well,
liberal or a?
yeah, they arrested an airman, 21-year-old airman, who has a bunch of chat things, and they released the papers on that, and it spread around the area. So, but I don't want to talk about it now because we'll have 2 days of misinformation. So,
like we haven't already.
yeah,
I mean,
the thing hasn't been on 10 minutes, so we've got the.
I'm telling you, it's musical chairs. You know,
Well,
every time they stop the music, you know, a half a dozen people can't sit down.
That's true. Well, we're going to cover it in detail on our Saturday show, which will be, of course, kmmsam.com. You can hear us anywhere in the world, absolutely free, 8 to 11 Mountain Time. Nothing to join, no sign up needed, nothing to join, or no email, or no cost of any kind. So there you are. So we'll.
Yeah, and help us subscribe, because the only way this works is if people subscribe. So
that's true.
Forward it on your email or
yeah.
or your go to whatever, or
wherever you
whatever
are.
Facebook. And try and get people to join us and subscribe, like us. We're a tower of strength because we are here all the time.
Yeah,
unless there's technical problems.
Like well, that's true, which we had today.
And Tuesday, I had
and Tuesday as well. Yeah, well, it's electronics. You can steal Pentagon Papers, but you and I can't get online together because we don't know what the hell we're doing.
Well, of course we know what the hell we're doing. It's just that,
we don't know what we're doing electronically. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
All right, I'm chatting. No one answers. You going to join us tonight? Yes, we are here. Nancy was here early, so we're ready to go. So
yeah, we're really sorry, you guys. Tom and I were on the phone. I tried to Skype him. We were in and out. I was there. An hour ago early, I called him.
Yeah, we called each other.
I'm here, and he goes, "Yeah, but you're an hour early." I said, "I know, but I just want you to know I'm here."
So, all right. Anyway. Well, we need to stop this banner and get to today's topic, because people didn't tune in to hear us complain about our.
Oh yeah, they did. They love us.
Those maybe.
Watch us love us.
Well, one or two do. Mom, mom and your mom and whatever. So, there you go.
You think they have internet in heaven? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah.
It's in the cloud, so it must.
Well, it does. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, and it never goes down.
That's right.
Well, we got to talk about this this Taiwan situation, Shane, because China has been practicing simulated attacks on Taiwan, Shane. So, what do you think? Are we going to war or not?
No, we're not going to war, and neither is China. I mean, it's one of these things you look at and you have to laugh. I was doing a deep dive on all this in the Chinese history. 14 times China's invaded North Korea and gotten thrown out. 14 times since the 5th century. They've tried to invade Japan 3 times. In fact, the word kamikaze comes from the word kamikaze, which means divine wind, which was a wind that showed up during both invasions by the Chinese and blew their navies off and into the far reaches of the Pacific. North Vietnam, the Sino War in North Vietnam, it just is one of these things where you look at it and you wonder what the heck's going on. I mean, they invaded North Vietnam 17th of February to March 16th, 1979, during Ford's administration. 3 weeks and 6 days, got their butts kicked back. I mean, they went in with 1,000,000 guys from 3 different positions in the North Vietnam and got blown out. Now, look, China's got a terrible history for war. They're good at civil war, killing themselves, but don't see it, buddy. Am I gone? You lost me. Well, I don't know. Maybe everybody.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong, But,
oh, you're back. Did you?
Oh, I never left. It just froze up.
Oh, so you didn't hear anything I had to say?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I heard every word.
Oh, good, but you couldn't see me.
Yeah, I could.
I'm going to start playing a song. I'm missing you, because it's a hard reality because Tom's disappeared again. So I'm assuming if
I'm there when I put you on full screen, I'm still here. I can hear you. You can't hear me till I come back.
Oh, well,
you got it.
Well, then I'm not going on full screen. I'll just
no, it isn't you. It's me.
Oh, okay.
Let me show you.
No, I don't want to know. What? Hi.
And I'm back.
Hi, Bruce.
And I'm back. We're gonna have to spend a day, I guess, relearning how to use this program.
Well, I just don't think you should have gone to the mall the weekend and bought a magic book because it's not helpful.
Yeah, apparently not. So I don't know. So, all right, back to
anyway. The whole thing of the whole Taiwan and China. Look, Taiwan is ready to go. The Taiwan, unfortunately, is sort of like Korea. Taipei and Seoul, both countries are where most of the people live. I mean, Taiwan is this amazing country. I mean, it's basically there's 24 million people. I mean, 1.7 billion. Or 1.7 trillion. That billion's a lost word. 1.7 trillion or more in GDP, and so the average person in Taiwan makes around $75,000 a year. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, it's certainly nothing compared to North Korea or China. I mean, nobody looks at those kind of numbers. And of course, I don't know, maybe the Chinese think taking over Taiwan, it'll spread into China. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say 70,
something.
Yeah, 70 aircrafts and 11 ships surrounded Taiwan. They crossed the DMZ between China and Taiwan, and did these exercises here. And they also, Shane, they imposed a no-fly zone. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Oh, I am. I mean, they are, they're flexing their muscles. I think it's these newfangled high-speed rockets that they have that I think that some of these rockets that chairman in North Korea is firing are these high-speed rockets, but the U.S. military doesn't want to talk about it. Yeah, I have a feeling that if he's firing rockets, which he has been the last couple of months, you think the U.S. would either take it out or, radar it down somehow, because they've got that technology, but maybe they can't with these high-speed missiles. Anyway, the Chinese are saying they built enough of them and that they can take out a naval group, which is an aircraft carrier and about 24 to 26 support ships. They have a jump carrier. It's like the Queen Elizabeth the British have. It looks like a tanker that someone put a runway on, like a slide. So they have nothing big. Now they do have a number of destroyers, and they have lots of little boats. But this whole thing with Lindsay Graham, this guy, he's causing everybody more grief than sunshine. I have to tell you.
Yeah. Well, this no-fly zone originally was from April 16th to the 18th, but Taiwan Support Ministry says this war was later, or this was later reduced to 27 minutes on Sunday morning. Shade. So,
Well,
boy,
yeah, I mean,
a
because
27-minute no-fly zone. I'm sorry,
I think
I'll
that
grab my
nah,
plane.
I'll bet you the Taiwanese sent up several dozen of their planes, not just 10 or 12. I mean, I know that's what they're reporting, but there's no way
Mm-hmm.
if China went across the line, which they probably did to test out Taiwan's response,
Well,
and
they
they
did.
got a
Yeah.
oh no, but
Yeah,
they
they
got a
did.
response, and no one wants
Yeah.
to say,
Mm-hmm.
well, 30 fighters went
Mm-hmm.
out to meet them in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I again,
Yeah.
when you look at and know that the the military of Taiwan, they're not gonna. I mean, the U.S. isn't gonna fight this alone. You're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
Taiwan out there banging away, in the straits
Mm-hmm.
between them, and taking out all kinds of craft and everything. So
Yeah.
it's and then to what end? If
Mm-hmm.
China does this, they become a pariah. No one's going to want to trade with them. No one's going to want to be involved with them. I mean,
Everybody's trading with Russia after Ukraine, hitting hospitals and
yeah, but
schools and everywhere else in Ukraine. Why would they stop trading with China?
there's nothing to trade with Russia except some gas, oil, and diamonds.
Oh yeah, well, okay. Only the things everything on the planet is made with.
And I still say their gas pipeline split, and they sent a robot welder down to fix it. The Russians,
Yeah,
and it hit a gas pocket and it blew out. I mean,
well,
I know
I
that
don't know.
Trump was interviewed
Mhm.
by Tucker, and
Mhm.
he implied the U.S. did not. The U.S. had nothing to do with it. The
Yeah,
Russians
I
aren't
got
going
a
to
I
deal
got
with
a
that.
comment on Tucker and the president on Saturday.
Okay.
So just a tease for that, because you'll want to
Okay.
be there for my thoughts on Tucker and the president, the interview
Look,
there. So
all I know is my favorite line in the interview was when President Trump said to Tucker, I hope I can say this. I don't think you do, but you're a very good looking interpreter."
yeah, that lost him credibility right there.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Well, it did.
But
I mean,
clearly she speaks English because
why would you even bring that up? Why would you even bring up the looks of an interpreter? I mean, why would you do that? That's stupid.
to make Xi look bad.
How would it make Xi look bad? It only made Trump look bad.
Nah, I don't know.
Well, I do.
Anyway, back to Taiwan. Look, you
Yeah.
have this rugged little island.
Mm-hmm.
The straits are a mess. It's worse than the English Channel as far as the condition of the sea and the weather. There's only certain pockets of the year they could consider doing something like this, and it won't bode well for them to
Mm-hmm.
to try and unsuccessfully take the island.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see it happening. But we'll see what happens. I could be wrong.
Well, you could be. I don't know
But
how, but you
usually,
could be.
I'm not usually wrong. I'm pretty.
I know you're
I'm,
not. Yeah,
I'm
that's why you're here.
I'm pretty right on about stuff.
That's why you're here.
Yeah.
Well, what will Biden do? What if you're wrong and Taiwan starts bombing Taiwan like Putin is bombing Ukraine? What's going to happen? What's he going to do?
I don't know what he'll do, but I'm absolutely certain that Trump will be on the phone to Xi, saying to him, "Look, you're going to be in so much trouble. I mean, if you don't stop this,
from who? Who's he going to be in trouble with? From
with Trump, and if you
Trump's
don't stop,
Trump's got no power.
No, no. I mean, if something like this happened, Trump will have to get up and make comments live or.
Well, he will, but whether or not that'll move the needle or not, I'm sure he's made comments on Putin invading Taiwan, and that didn't go anywhere.
Tom, the only reason this is happening is because They own your president. He's
Well,
you know
I know.
he's the Mongol
That's why I bring it up.
he's the Mongoloid candidate.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah,
Remember Frank
yeah,
Sinatra, Dean Martin. Dean
yeah.
Martin played that, the back in the 60s or 50s in a movie where the Russians picked an
No one
American.
watching us was alive then.
It doesn't matter. The point is it's very clear with the evidence, his entire family. I
Yeah,
mean, look who he took with him to Ireland. He actually took his son, Hunter.
yeah,
I mean, he's still, like
mhm,
this guy is still depending on his son. So
yeah,
yeah, so Biden's he's
yeah.
not even a loose cannon. He's an empty shell.
Well, I think so, and that brings into question if he isn't going to decide on if there is an attack. Is there going to be retaliation? Who is going to sign off on that? Is it going to be the chief of staff? Is it going to be Kamala? I doubt if it'll be Kamala, but who else? Is going to okay this in Biden's name?
Well, it really doesn't matter. Someone else is making all these decisions. He's
Well,
not.
that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean.
You
Who are
know,
we going
and
to blame? Who are we going to blame on this?
well, you know, uh, look, I think it's time for your country and mine to end this one China policy.
Mm-hmm.
It's time. It's over. Okay. There's
Yeah,
the People's Republic of China, the Communist
mhm,
China, and then the
yeah,
People's Republic of Taiwan, and recognize Taiwan as an
mhm,
independent country.
yeah,
Why do I say that? Because Trump moved the capital, the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem, like he said he would, and everyone said it would cause a world war in the Middle East. Remember that
mhm,
one?
yeah,
So all these things it's all dog whistles, but
yeah.
I
Well,
just find it sad that the one person that's speaking about this on the Republican side is the least impressive guy, and that's Senator Graham. I mean,
yeah,
he's making a
yeah.
mess
He's
of the
open.
Republican
Yeah,
Party.
yeah. He's open to boots on the ground, and these drills are in retaliation for a meeting between Kevin McCarthy and Taiwan's president. Taiwan's president came here, and that made the Chinese a little nervous. Yeah, they decided they would retaliate with this sort of paper tiger response of surrounding Taiwan, showing they could do it.
Right.
And if you mess with us, we'll eliminate this island in like 10 minutes.
Well, we've always heard this statement: dictators always need an enemy within or an
Mhm,
enemy out. And for the
mhm,
last 10 years, Xi's been running around with an enemy in Muslims,
mhm.
and
Yeah.
locking them up and his own
Yep.
people and putting and
Mhm,
welding them in. And that hasn't worked out really well. Now, the market isn't
mhm,
good and it's going to get
mhm,
worse.
mhm.
Everyone's talking, we're having a recession. You and I called it in February.
Yep.
This is relevant to what we're talking about because Xi is trying to come up with an answer to maintain his position. And anybody
Mhm,
in power is the same runs true with Putin. The enemy outside his country for
mhm,
him to maintain power is Ukraine. And Ukraine will be the end of his leadership, like Afghanistan
mhm.
was the end of the Soviet Union. Ukraine will be
Well,
the end of Biden's presidency,
yeah.
like
Well, it will be. Yeah.
Afghanistan
Well,
and like Iran. So
yeah,
She doesn't want to be in that box, but now
yeah,
he doesn't want to be there, but now he's in it.
yeah.
So
Well,
he's
the Pentagon released papers tend to validate that Putin's doing better than Ukraine is admitting, according to what was
of
released
course he
by the airmen.
yeah, it's trench warfare like World War One. It's been going on for 14 years.
Mhm.
This didn't
I
happen
know. Yeah,
yesterday.
I know it's
And
not
then
new,
nobody
but
wants to
yeah,
I know, but
yeah,
nobody wants to qualify the fact
yeah,
that this has gone on for 14 years and there's been
mhm.
massive casualties on both sides.
Well, it
And
hasn't gone on with troops on the ground in Ukraine, not from Russia anyway. Other than Crimea, you could say that.
Well, but that's where the war is. It's in Crimea.
Yeah, I know. That's where it started. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But the bombing and everything and the destruction of the country, let's look at a comparison. So, Assad of Syria, he destroyed his country. He's still running it now. He's looking for people to come. He's going to the Chinese to come build my country. Okay, go build it.
And they will.
Like I've said to you, let the Chinese go wherever they want. Build highways, build buildings, everything that they want, and do all the great things.
Well, let me lay out a scenario that she is looking at Putin taking Ukraine with a tepid response from us. We're sending money and stuff. So why does Xi think anything different is going to happen if he decides to take Taiwan back? What's going to be different?
And what makes no sense, adding to your comment and agreeing with it, is that your military's been so stupid, telling the world, oh, we've gone through 10 years of missiles. It's going to take us 10 years to replace 5 different missiles we've sent to, over to, Ukraine. Like, why would you give that information to a country like China or Russia?
Well, that's the dumb thing that Americans do. And more of these leaks are going to come, Shane. They are.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know if you say they caught the guy. I mean, if it's a conspiracy, meaning more than one.
No, it isn't. It's at least the initial information is this guy didn't sell it. He didn't want anything for it.
Oh no, he just put it on the internet. Yeah.
No, he shared it with a private group of guys who play games, watch movies together, have fun. And he just shared some of this information with him because he's anti-war.
Understandable. I mean,
that's the preliminary stuff on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if it's actually somebody, you don't look good frozen. You need to get out of the freezer like that. Really. Anyway, look, it's treason what he did. So obviously, we'll see how hard the Attorney General and your Secretary of Defense decide to handle this, and he'll clearly be charged with treason.
Well, let me ask you this.
Only once. If you freeze up, you can't.
I will.
Ask it.
I'm not freezing. I'm working. I'm moving. I'm moving.
I can see your lips. They're moving.
Yeah. I'm moving. My whole head's moving.
You don't have. I hope you don't have music on, because
No, I don't. Let me present this.
It's not dancing in a chair.
Shut up. Okay. I'm going to talk. You've been talking enough.
No, I never talk enough.
Yeah, I know you don't. All right, here's the scenario. 21-year-old airman in possession of classified documents.
Yeah, but they've already said like 12,000 people have access to them. So how is that classified? This guy released classified documents.
Classified documents are laying on the floor in Mar-a-Lago. Classified documents are in the garage for Joe Biden.
Library.
Pence has a bunch of them.
Obama does. Bush does. They all do.
That's not the point. If you're going to light this guy up, if you're going to light this 24-year-old airman up for espionage or treason, what are you going to do with Trump and Pence and Biden and Biden? And what are you going to do with them?
And Hillary Clinton and her husband and
Bush. Yeah, where does this end?
It doesn't. It's just the beginning. More for us to talk about. Oh boy, I'm excited.
So if you're at the top,
buddy, I can do this.
So if you're at the top of your game, you're home free. If you're a 21-year-old airman sharing classified documents that you shouldn't have, they'll lock you up and you'll never see the light of day again.
Well, he will. They'll lock him up. They'll make an example of him.
To who? To Clinton or to Biden?
No, to the American people.
Trump?
They got to make. I mean, the guys that should be charged are your Secretary of State, your Secretary of the Military, the Attorney General, because this didn't just happen all of a sudden. It showed up. It's apparently been Oh, what did he said? Out there, in there. No, in there.
Yeah.
It's in the internet. No, it's out there
Yeah.
in the internet. I mean, they don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah.
And you've got 18
Mhm.
different
Mhm.
agencies, from the
Yeah.
NSA to all the other alphabet groupings, and none of
Mhm.
them knew it. Yeah, this is great. This is
Well,
better than you know what? This is
yeah.
better than a drag show.
Okay.
They should be going to grade school class
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
explaining to the students how they haven't protected the United States of America.
Yeah. Well, the other really ridiculous point, and I don't want to dwell on these Pentagon papers because we're going to cover it on Saturday in more detail. But apparently, American intelligence couldn't locate this guy. It was newspaper and bloggers who found him and turned him
Well,
in.
sure. Yeah, because they don't want to go to jail either. They made a deal. They tossed a coin.
Well, it wasn't anybody in the group. They just found this chat and turned it in. It wasn't anybody in the group, I don't think, because there
Well,
was only about 20 of them in the group.
the bottom line is your government's a mess. The people running it are a
Mhm.
mess. And every week there's
Yeah.
another situation that evolves of incompetence,
Mhm.
inability to do the job, and no one is held accountable.
All right,
And
let's get back to Taiwan because we'll
okay.
spend an hour and a half on this. We've already been on half an hour, so
Yeah, but it's been a good half hour.
well, uh,
I miss
you think so?
I miss beating up on you Tuesday. So now
Okay, well, there
it's
you
a
are.
double
Yeah.
down day.
Okay, there's Bruce's comment. What do you think?
Uh-oh. Sorry, Bruce. I'm not trying to go off, but all this is tied in. Everything that we're
It
talking
sort of
about.
is. It sort of is tied in because,
It's
well,
all tied in.
what is Taiwan going to think
So,
about any
what's your
information?
call?
Hang on,
What's
hold
your
on.
call?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay.
Calm down. What is Taiwan going to think about this with the information they share with the United States regarding China and any action against Taiwan? Now you can
It's not.
talk.
It's not safe. So let's go with a hypothetical. China decides to go to invade Taiwan.
Yeah.
What's your scenario? What will happen?
Well, they'll take it in 10 minutes. Well, they will. I mean, it's not a big place, Shane.
Well,
They could take out
no, it's not.
airfields, they could take out infrastructure and power, and you're done.
Well, the key to one of the keys to this, of course, is the population. It's 24 million people, and
They don't care about the 24 million people. If they die, so
I,
what?
I know, but so you're saying within 10 minutes they'd have to wipe out their military. I don't think that's even
They'll
possible.
wipe out the airfields. They'll wipe out the airfields, the runways.
The airfields are in mountains. They're in
It
tunnels.
doesn't matter
They're in
where they
caves.
are. They got missiles. All you
No.
got to do is plug in the coordinates and boom. They go up in the air, they come down.
I'm sorry, I don't see that.
They're not straight. They're not straight ahead. They go up in the air and they come
So
down.
you think that they will land troops on Taiwan?
They'll land troops after it'll be like Normandy after the air softens it up and whatever. They'll take over. Yeah, they'll land troops.
Okay, so they'll depend on whatever air force they use and missiles to do that.
Yeah. Why? I mean, I know you probably looked this up. What's the square miles of this place?
What?
Of Taiwan. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not a big country. I told you that at the beginning. Yeah, it's.
So you only need a few explosions in key places to take that place down.
36,000 kilometers, 13,000, 14,000 square miles.
Yeah. Hell, it's smaller than Texas.
It's smaller than it's smaller than Delaware.
Yeah, well, there you are. So I think we could take Delaware in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You don't think so?
I think that Taiwan has been provided with drone technology that the U.S. and I've talked about this a number of
Mhm.
times where and the U.S. has developed this over the last 15 years. It's not new, and it's good. They can drop out of a C-5 2,000 drones that are all interconnected with explosive devices, and they attack like a beehive, and
Yeah,
they'll
you've been watching America's Fallen too often.
no, no, I saw it the first time. I
Or
couldn't believe it when
Angel is Fallen. I'm sorry, Angel is Fallen.
I saw it
Yeah,
on 60 Minutes. Now you can't even see it. You can't even find it on the internet. That
yeah,
that
yeah.
that 60-minute show.
Well, there you
Anyway,
are.
the point is that and
Mhm.
South Korea has it too. So the
Mhm.
15,000 outdated long gun that North Korea has along the DMZ. They're outmoded, and they'll be gone in 10 minutes. Like most of anything along the shore of China,
Yeah,
unless U.S. doesn't involve itself. I mean, that's
yeah.
key. I mean,
Mhm.
if the U.S. does
Mhm.
if the U.S. does not do anything, right? In,
Mhm.
assuming
Yeah.
that
Well,
we're talking here as
Bruce again weighs in. Taiwan totally dependent on the U.S. for defense. They have limited military and virtually no air force. We installed an Iron Dome system, but that has no defense for supersonic missiles. They're super, whatever they call them, the super missiles.
well, they're very fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to what end again? I don't know to what end that they gain anything. Look,
Here's what they gain.
if they attack Taiwan,
You asked. I'll tell you what they gain.
okay,
They gain the island of Taiwan as part of China. End of story. That's it. Doesn't matter what's there. Doesn't matter what they produce. Doesn't matter what the people do. Doesn't matter what the economy is. China controls it. We'll rebuild it, and it'll be China. That's their goal. Same with
okay,
Putin in Ukraine.
well,
Tear it down. I'll build it over.
okay, boy, that's a harsh reality.
Well, it
But
is.
there,
But it's the
but
reality of the
that
United.
that
It's the reality of the world and
that's
dictators.
That's right. That's the big part of it is having to deal with a situation like that. You saw that. You've seen that at the end of every war in the last 70
Mhm.
years, particularly
Yeah.
after World War II.
But you've seen it.
You and we used to talk about it back in high school in the Vietnam War, and
Mhm.
why don't you fill up a plane full of people from
Yeah.
businessmen from Germany and Japan, fly them to North Vietnam, and,
Mhm.
and tell them what it's like to lose a war with the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the good old days. Now
Well, yeah,
it's
that ain't going to
China.
happen now.
It's China.
Yeah.
I mean, Russia is not going to rebuild
Mhm.
Ukraine. It's just not going to happen.
Why not?
Well, because they don't have the means.
Well, if they have control of the farmland, they will.
Well, you don't
They won't have the
rebuild.
means immediately, but they'll have the
You
means in
don't
10
rebuild
years.
farmland. You just hoe it over and
I know.
plant
They're
again.
not, yeah, well, that's what they're going to do. They're not going to recoup it in a weekend, but in 10 years they could have Ukraine back to where it was before, and they're getting all the money for it.
All right, that's certainly
Yeah,
cause d'affaire for him to maybe think that this is
yeah.
the right thing to do. But I think in both cases, both Z and Putin find themselves in these corners, in these boxes, to try and maintain control of the power they have and to stay in power.
But that's how
To
they
me,
do it. That's exactly how they do it. You know.
it may be.
How do you think?
Uh,
How do you think Kim controls North Korea? He's got the largest standing army in the world that are dressed in clothing. They have 3 squares a day and a place to sleep. Why would you? Why would you not support that when that's all you got?
well, he doesn't have the largest standing army in the world, but
Yeah,
anyway, look, the largest
yeah, he
standing
does. That's
army in the world is in China, but it's a
mhm,
police force. It is not a military force.
mhm,
It's they call it the People's
mhm,
Army, but
yeah.
it's just
Well,
um,
as long as you got 2 dictators that have no regard whatsoever for human life, they're going to win.
that's right. We've
It doesn't matter.
we've seen this for
Yeah.
500 years. So
And why
that's
hasn't
how
the
I
UN stepped in and said, hey, you can't bomb hospitals? We got a Geneva Convention. You can't bomb schools and churches and whatever. Where's the UN on this? Where is the outrage of the rest of the planet? Well, the problem is the rest of the planet's greedy, and China and Russia have stuff they want. So we'll
well
close our mouths and watch it happen.
when Clinton went into the old Yugoslavia that had broken up Serbia during that civil war,
Yeah, how'd that work out?
no, well, he ended it pretty quick. So when Trump said he was going to get rid of ISIS, he ended it pretty quick. So
Yeah.
America has the ability to end these things very quickly if they choose to. But that becomes the whole issue. Is the military in the frame of mind of wanting something to end or be won, or do they just want to utilize it to create fear and continue fighting? So they have a job to do.
Yeah. Well, the two examples you give are third world countries with people with third world mentalities and religion and very little weapons to defend themselves with.
Well, I don't consider China or Russia a first world country, and I
Well,
hardly
you
consider.
were talking about Syria. You were talking about Syria and
Yeah, it was a developing
Czechoslovakia.
country. And that was a Czech, Serbia. Those are developing countries, but
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Russia and China have the position they have in the world for one reason: nuclear weapons. That's it. That's the only
that's
reason
right.
they have the place that they still have on the Security Council and dealing with other countries and the United States in particular. So
we might be able to
who
attack Russia and China simultaneously, like we had a war with Germany and Japan at the same
of course you
time.
can.
I don't know.
You did it with nothing and won it in less than 4 years with everything. So
Yeah, but the people were behind you. People were behind the soldiers. That no longer exists.
So
that no longer exists unless
that
China attacks us.
well,
Bush got
but
the okay to go after Bin Laden, but after a while, when he wasn't captured, that went away. That just went south.
Yeah, that's right. But the World Trade Organization and China's right to belong with that would end, and I don't know why it hasn't with Russia. But again, that's because the Putin regime now, I consider a regime because they both own him. And look, when the U.S. Congress asks for banking information from the banks in the U.S. and don't get them, or from the Justice Department and don't get them, and then the Chinese send them to them, the Chinese sent the Biden bank accounts to them in China. They got a lot more. There's a lot more.
I don't be told for another time.
I don't be told I can't do this. Well, no, but this is the major part of the game. What do you do when you have a leader of the most powerful country in the world, a democracy, a republic, and two of the world leaders that people say are hostile? Apparently not, like you say, because we're all still trading with him. And he doesn't. He's doing nothing to inhibit what's going on. And,
in the last month, the ruble's gone up dramatically.
The ruble is trading at where it's been trading for several years at 0.85 to the U.S. dollar. It hasn't gone up dramatically.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's been reported everywhere that it's gone up dramatically.
Okay. Let me go off.
I mean, against the dollar, it may not be.
Well, that's the world currency.
I understand that. But if you can buy stuff with rubles instead of dollars, and apparently that's what's happening because the value of the ruble has gone up because of the anti-American dollar, then that's what they're talking about. They're talking about people buying stuff with rubles, not dollars.
No, they're only talking about trading with each other in rubles and
Yeah.
dollars.
Well, they're talking about the value of the
It,
ruble
it,
to each other, not based,
yeah.
not how it relates to the dollar.
So the ruble is 81.6 to the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
So
But it may not be 8-1 on
the
the ground.
yuan is 6.8
Yeah. It may not be that way on the ground.
on the ground. What I don't know what you mean by that. So,
When you go down to buy bologna, the ruble may buy more bologna than it used to, regardless of what its relationship is to the buck.
you just have to look at the video that you see of people that when anyone's over there reporting, and
We're
it
not talking
looks
about the average guy on the street. We're talking about the people that buy big stuff.
okay.
Yeah, we are.
Well, they're not going hungry in Russia, but there are food shortages right now in China, and people are trying to get that information out. But of course, it's very difficult for them to do.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
we have our own problems. But back to the final comment. The final comment on Taiwan is no. China's not going to go after after Taiwan. It's too much fun. And he looked in the eyes of a guy eating cake at Mar-a-Lago, who was president of the United States, telling him, he just shot 54 missiles into Syria. So
if you believe that conversation, I got a bridge to sell you.
Okay.
Anyway, I believe that sometime this summer or fall, when the election starts, Xi is going to move somehow, some way.
That's
I don't know
call.
how. Yeah, I don't know. That's my call. I don't.
Are we betting a breakfast on this since we can afford
Sure,
them?
absolutely. Yeah.
You owe me 5.
I don't owe you 5.
Okay. You forgot.
6 maybe.
No, 5.
Okay.
I have my.
All right, 5 it is. All right. Hey, I'll buy you 5. All right.
Yeah, well, I can just see visiting you for 5 days just to have breakfast.
I know. Just have breakfast. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I eat protein. I have a great breakfast, my bacon and eggs and my muffin and
me too.
tomatoes.
I don't do the muffin. I do the bacon, sausage, and eggs. But
glass of milk, and sometimes
I can't do the milk.
1 or 2 coffees in the morning, and then I have protein for dinner, and some starch.
Me too.
That's it.
Me too. Yeah. I can't do the milk and the muffin and whatever, but
I do vegetables and fruit during the day as a snack.
Yeah, right. There you go.
No, I just don't eat. I don't eat junk food. That's just me.
In the unlikely event you're enjoying this conversation today, let me remind you that we're on every Tuesday and Thursday with this kind of dribble at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. I'm sure you will want to join us immediately for more banter like this. Hey, don't forget we're on radio on Saturday. If you enjoy this, we do it for 3 hours. So why not join us? KMMSAM.com. You can hear us anywhere in the world. Just click listen now. No sign up, nothing to join, nothing needed. No, it's free of charge. And trust me, you can call us, you can text us. We have a fun time on Saturday mornings. And if you missed any of our past shows, if you want to hear what our radio show sounds like, KMMSAM.com, just click on Tom and Shane's podcast. They'll take you to the links to go right over there, which, of course, you'll immediately want to do because if you enjoyed this, you can't get enough. You'll have to go over there right now and get more. So,
well,
what do you think, Shane?
But remember, the difference of the podcasts, you get to see us live.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's a cool thing. I mean, you're a handsome devil.
And you'll understand why we have a face for radio.
That's right. And
well, you're cute, but I'm old.
I'm cute. No,
yeah, you're cute.
No, you have a mustache there.
Well, come on, the women text me all the time. What about Shane? I don't know, man. They're you got them in the palm of your hand. I don't know. Yeah, it must be your chauffeur. Maybe that must be it.
I would like to know the love of a woman once in my life.
Well, there you go. Well, hopefully they'll turn on to you. So,
There you go.
hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for being with us. We really appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for ringing the notification bell, and you'll always be notified when we're on, no matter what time zone you're in. Like us, leave a comment if you like conversation like this, and we'll deliver more of it. So that's going to do it for us today. Don't forget Saturday radio. It's crawling across the bottom. KMMSAM.com. Click this listen now, 8 to 11 on Saturday. Till next time, see you soon.